मिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी, सर हमारे देश का सबसे प्रगतिशील राज्य कौन सा है? तो ही सेड, अरे गुजरात है। मेरे प्यारे भाइयों बहनों, तुषार त्रिपाठी का नमस्कार आप सबको। Gujarat, the jewel of the West. It is said the jewel of the West. Why? Because it is a place in India which has stood up from nowhere to everywhere. Today, wherever you go, you hear a name of Gujarat model. Gujarat model. Before this Lok Sabha elections, we were hearing this term continuously. Why? Can anyone tell me that why? Any guesses? Nominal guess. Transformation.
Modi.
So it's a one-man show, huh? Narendra Modi. Gujarat model. Narendra Modi. They both the terms are interrelated, but still, Narendra Modi was not the only person responsible for the development in Gujarat. He and along with his cabinet of ministers, they worked together day and night to provide a safe and sound environment to Gujaratis. There is something that you must know. गुजरात एक ऐसी जमीन है जहां पे 85% देश की सूर्य ऊर्जा होती है, पाई जाती है। वहां पे सबसे बड़ी कोस्ट लाइन है हमारी, सबसे बड़ा रन है, but still they were not able to achieve what they achieved today. There are various factors. Before 2001, I would like to remind you, before 2001, because on 7th of October 2001, Narendra Modi won the elections and he became the Chief Minister of Gujarat. But it's not that before 2001 the government was not working. They made policies, but they didn't implement it effectively and efficiently. This was the biggest drawback. And you can also see the slow industrial growth. It's not that today industries are there in Gujarat, not before. They were there. But because of the disputes and they were not able to resolve it, the growth was really slow. The infrastructure facilities was poor, the security for the women was drastic, and it was like a hell. But this is an image where we can see turning disaster into an opportunity. This is why we call Narendra Modi an opportunist. Parvati Bain in Thampo village in Kutch, she interviewed and she was asked a question that, ma'am, what did you feel about Narendra Modi? She said one thing. Before Narendra Modi, no other minister visited Kutch. But after he became the chief minister, he himself visited a lot of Kutch and he provided development facilities over there, such as provided them houses and air ventilated houses. They were earthquake resistant. I must remind you, it was that period of time when Gujarat was hit with an earthquake. So he used that opportunity and got himself there. Now there are a few factors where I must enlist that Gujarat, a progressive change has been seen over there. With the development, the industrial development, the urbanization, the employment creation, and initiative of vibrant Gujarat. Apart from the Gujaratis sitting over here, I must ask you all, do you know what is vibrant Gujarat? Apart from the Gujaratis. Shreyas, yeah. Okay. Anything else?
It is a business summit, something where all corporates come.
Yeah, you got that. Please clap hands for Ankit. So, Vibrant Gujarat is an initiative taken by Gujarat government that where various industrial people from all over the world, they come and meet over there and they decide that what's their future plan, how to develop the nation and the economy, which must help them. So these are the few factors that shows that what is the progressive change in Gujarat. Now, in listing few of the factors, first is agriculture. Any economy, be it city, state, country, world, agriculture is the backbone. Because a farmer goes to a field and comes back to house and eats and sleeps. The main motive of Gujarat government was that to provide them the facilities so that they can generate their income on themselves. so that they can sustain their life on themselves. They was not dependent on any other person. This was the main motive of Gujarat government. How? Reduce the subsidies, promoted farming, increased income manifold. Irrigation sector increased from 12,000 hectares to 7 lakh hectares. Land was there, they utilized it effectively. And along with that, when the farmer goes in the field, he also takes his cattle along with him. For the cattle hostels were made, cattle hospitals were made, and till now in Gujarat, 1.2 crore cattle have been treated and they are made resistant of the diseases. The veterinary facilities have been improved to such an extent that they are said to be world-class facilities today, which no other state in India has. There is a tremendous growth with a record of 9% in the year 2013, while the average is seen all over in India as 3.2%. You can see Gujarat is sustaining itself own. Water management. It is said, I read somewhere, अगर तीसरा विश्व युद्ध होगा तो पानी की वजह से होगा. The third world war will be there if it will be because of water only. Water, drinking water, potable water. It is the most important factor for us. We cannot survive a day without it. But here Gujarat government did something different from the others. It's not that I'm not criticizing other governments. They also are doing their part, but they came up more for it. They constructed 6,50,000 water harvesting structures, which is responsible today for the rise in water table in Gujarat. It's a figure 3.17 meter rise in water table today in Gujarat. This figure was recorded in 2013. For this, they have won the award of UN Public Service Award. And with the help of WASMO technique, WASMO, that is, they are providing tap water supply to each and every house, even in the villages. Till now, 18,000 villages in Gujarat have been connected with tap water supply. For this, UN gave them Kapam Innovation Award. And they also got the PM's Excellence Award for this. Energy. The most important factor. Our day-to-day life is dependent on it. When no electricity, vehicles won't work, no ACs will be here. Right? Gujarat is the only state in India having a power surplus tag. Power surplus. They are generating energy to such an extent that it is surplus for them. And they are providing to the neighboring states too. First of all, the factors why it happened. Jyoti Gram Yojana. This was organized, and where their main motive was to separate the farm feeder lines from the domestic and the industrial lines, which helped them bifurcating the distribution of energy. This how it was done. Parallel transmission system in 1,000 days, mark that term, it's a world record. Then 56,000 kilometers high transmission line along with 22,000 kilometers low transmission line. And they connected 18,000 villages with 24/7 supply of electricity. And with the help of that, they reduced the transmission and distribution losses by 30%. Till now in India, no state has achieved that factor. And another point is, you can say that Gujarat is having a biggest solar park initiative. With the help of that, they came up with a viewpoint that why not every house can have a solar rooftop panel over it. Now they are planning it, and this point is implemented to some extent. It was in the August. I was reading Economics Times, and I read in Chennai the same rooftop panel initiative have been taken by a businessman. You can see how Gujarat model is influencing others to implement the factors. This is what Gujarat model is. It is sustaining itself also, and it is influencing others to sustain themselves. Infrastructure. Infrastructure, everything. The backbone. How a city, a state, or a country is built. What are the pillars on which they are standing. Gujarat government came up with an innovative public delivery system, PDS. It's almost all over the country and every state has it. But what's innovation in that? They came up with Garib Kalyan Mela in this. Garib Kalyan Mela, where they sought and see that wherever the needy person is, they went themselves there and gave them the funds. It's not that they called up, you come over here and you will get it. They went to them, door-to-door supply was there. This till now, 971 Garib Kalyan Melas have been conducted with 75 lakh beneficiaries and 11,000 crore rupees has been distributed till now. Biometric system. Biometric system. We all are having a deal that is having a biometric chip, right? But how came to it? Ration cards. Biometric system was there. Food coupons. Biometric system was there. So that this brought a transparency there. They came to know that how a person can be recognized and see that what amount of food is he consuming, where is he, what activities is he doing. Ration card, we all know, can be used as an identity purpose when it is biometricized. So this was the factor. Supreme Court of India praised it. And today it is advised all the other states to implement it in their reign. Employment creation, the biggest factor for us, for the youths. We all want to get employed somewhere. In Gujarat today, unemployment rate is 1%. How this factor? With the advent of the industrial sector, services sector over there, they were getting employment. They generated employment from the grassroots level to the top level. This is how Gujarat model is effective. In the hospitals, Chiranjeevi Yojana. हिंदी में एक टर्म होता है चिरायु, चिरायु, लंबी age, long life, right? From there, Chiranjeevi Yojana comes. That it is promising the government hospitals to having the world-class facilities and providing them at the low cost all the medical facilities which a person requires. Supposedly, a person is met with an accident today, he went to a hospital and it's a private one, and there he will have to pay a huge amount of money. But in Gujarat, that person will be taken to the government hospital having the world-class facilities and he will be treated freely without any charge. This is what Chiranjeevi Yojana. This helped in increasing the birth rate also. Next factor, security. We all want a secure environment today. And it is the only state, Gujarat, that where at 1 a.m. in the morning, if a girl is returning from his office, and she can freely say that I can walk alone. I have no fear. And this was the review of most of the Gujaratis sitting over here. They informed us about it. We have read about it and they have proved it. In crime rate for women, it's 0.8% in Gujarat. While all over India, we all know what's the situation. Swagat method. This is the initiative taken by CM, Chief Minister, where the grievance of a person is directly led to the CM and CM handles it. As soon as the Chief Minister comes to know about it, within a few days span of time, it will be sorted out. And that's the track record till now. Evening court sessions. Till now, 8.5 lakhs cases have been solved with an average cost of 35 paisa per case. This is how the cases have been resolved properly and fast so that they can get the judgment. Judicial system in Gujarat is working more effectively than the other states. Industrialization and development. We all know what Narendra Modi said. It's about empowering the bureaucracy. Private sector, industries, services sector, everywhere. We all know Gujarat is having the biggest solar park, and it has come with a unique system, that is having a gas grid. In Gujarat till now, 2,800 kilometers gas grid has been spread and they are spreading it more, which is helping a common man. This model is for the common man, not for the high top level management, top level people, the big industries, or all. A person residing on a footpath can benefit from all these things. Be it security, be it all the facilities which are provided to them. In Gujarat is the first state in India and fourth in the world for having a separate climate change department, which has been recognized by the UN and praised for this. For this they are going to get an award if they are going to enlist the factors on which they are working. It has been in the news past few days. Then, growth factor. I'm not saying that Gujarat is the only state developing. Like Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh. They were a developing state and they are developing today. But Gujarat has now also become a state where we can see a development. Growth rate is there, which is the need of today. And these are the few factors where Gujarat has been ranked from the, you can see the change from 1990s to 2000s. But before Modi and after Modi. This is the factor. It has been ranked with few factors. You can see the change. Okay. Before Narendra Modi became the PM, he gave a concept of gift city. Apart from the Gujarati sitting over here, can you all tell me, anyone, what is gift city? Anyone? Okay, any Gujarati can stand up and say. Bhavin.
It's like all the facilities at one place, all the things, industry, home, Wi-Fi, all the facility at one place, IT sector, industry, companies, home, Wi-Fi, bus, small trips also, all the things in a big city. That is the dream of Modi.
Thank you, Bhavin, for the update. Now, before Modi became the PM of India, he started this project. Till now, it's under progress, but 10 years down the line, it will be somewhere else. So I have a news report from NDTV Prime, where they will be telling about how Gift City came into view and how they are working. Please, can I have the video? And Gujarat Gift City.
Let's take you on an inside tour of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's pet project in his home state of Gujarat. We're talking about the Gift City project that stands for Gujarat International Finance Tech City. Dubbed as India's first smart city, this project is massive in both scale and ambition. How far has Gift City developed till now? And is there a scope to explore real estate inside the Gift City? Here's my report. India's first global financial hub, Gift City, slowly setting new milestones of progress in Gujarat's Gandhinagar district. Last month, with the help of a consortium of 5 banks, Gift City achieved financial closure of 1157 crores for the infrastructure development of its first phase. Master planned over 886 acres of land, Gift City is envisioned as a central business district focused on financial services and related IT operations. Gift City is 12 kilometers from the Ahmedabad International Airport. The National Highway 8 that connects Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar abuts Gift City on the east. Over a 12-year period, Gift City will be executed in 3 phases.
There are about 120 buildings to be constructed over next 10 years. And in terms of the area, it's a 62 million square feet. So you can imagine the huge opportunity which real estate agencies have. Total investment in the real estate is expected to be of the order of 60,000 crores.
2 of its commercial towers are ready, and about 10.6 million square feet of built-up area has been allotted to entities like the World Trade Center, State Bank of India, Tata Communications, Multi-Specialty Hospital, allotments for a 5-star hotel, ICIC school, business club, fuel stations, and development of residential towers with 500 apartments have also been done. The vision behind GIFT City is to spur development even in the regions surrounding it.
इसमें करीब 5 से 5 लाख डायरेक्ट जॉब होंगे और 5 लाख इनडायरेक्ट जॉब, मतलब 10 लाख आदमी काम करेंगे। रफली हमारे पास करीब 8 लाख घर की जरूरत पड़ेगी, जो कि हम गिफ्ट सिटी में नहीं बना रहे हैं, बल्कि 25,000 बना रहे हैं, बाकी बाहर एरिया में आएंगे। तो इसलिए काफी रियल एस्टेट में काफी अपॉर्चुनिटी डेवलप होगी।
A 3,000-acre expansion zone has been earmarked around GIFT City, where subsequently integrated townships, knowledge parks and institutional areas will be developed.
If you look at the place called National Devi Circle 2, as far as Mutera, a lot of real estate residential has started.
Given its grand scale, it will take at least 15 to 20 years to realize the full potential of GIFT City. With a clutch of clients signed up, GIFT City's immediate challenge now is to maintain its momentum of execution and continue signing up the right financial clients. With camera person Pramod Arya in Gandhinagar, Vasudha Sharma, NDTV.
Okay, this was the GIFT City initiative. Now we have to wait 10 years down the line at where they stand now. And where we come to the end of my presentation, and I will request Argo to come over and have all the proceedings.